Imagine this. You're driving home after a long day at work. The light turns green. You proceed through the intersection and suddenly crash. Your world turns upside down in an instant. Now picture something even more devastating than the accident itself, discovering that the other driver's full coverage insurance barely covers your hospital bills, let alone your totaled car or lost wages. This happens to thousands of Texans every single year. And the truly terrifying part? Most drivers have absolutely no idea they're just one accident away from financial disaster. What I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes could literally save you from bankruptcy and years of financial hardship. This isn't just important information. It's absolutely essential knowledge for anyone who drives in the Lone Star State. Having spent over a decade in the insurance industry and helped hundreds of clients navigate the aftermath of serious accidents, I've seen firsthand how minimum coverage can lead to maximum problems. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what coverage you need and how to protect yourself and your family from one of the most common financial disasters facing Texans today. So what exactly does Texas require when it comes to auto insurance? The state mandates what's known as 30-60-25 coverage. That breaks down to $30,000 of bodily injury coverage per person, $60,000 per accident, and $25,000 for property damage. At first glance, this might sound reasonable, until you understand what these numbers really mean in today's world. Let's put this in perspective. The average cost of a 3-day hospital stay is approximately $30,000. That's your entire per-person coverage gone in just 72 hours, before factoring in ambulance fees, specialist visits, physical therapy, or any long-term care. And if you think that's concerning, consider this. Nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense, let alone thousands in medical bills not covered by insurance. But it gets worse. That $25,000 in property damage coverage? The average new car in 2024 cost over $48,000. If you're at fault in an accident that totals someone's new SUV, you could be personally liable for the $23,000 gap. And heaven forbid you hit a luxury vehicle. A new Mercedes or BMW can easily exceed $75,000, leaving you with a $50,000 shortfall. Here's something that keeps me up at night. 1 in every 8 Texas drivers has no insurance at all. 0. And many more are driving with only the bare minimum. This means your uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage isn't just optional. It's your financial lifeline. I'll never forget Maria, a client who was hit by an underinsured driver while driving her children to school. The at-fault driver had minimum coverage, which barely covered half of Maria's medical expenses. Because she had only purchased the state minimum herself, she had no underinsured motorist protection. The result? She depleted her savings and had to take out a second mortgage to cover $45,000 in remaining medical bills. One accident changed her family's financial trajectory for years. Compare that to Michael, who had increased his liability limits to $100, $300, $100 and added robust underinsured motorist coverage. When he was T-boned by a driver who fled the scene, his policy covered his hospital stay, physical therapy, and even provided compensation for his pain and suffering. The difference? About $15 more per month in premiums. So what should your coverage actually look like? At minimum, I recommend 100, 300, 100 liability coverage. That's $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $100,000 for property damage. This level of protection costs surprisingly little more than minimum coverage, but provides more than 3 times the protection. Beyond that, underinsured motorist coverage is absolutely essential in Texas. This protects you when someone hits you and doesn't have adequate insurance. Match these limits to your liability coverage, 100, 300. The additional cost is minimal, often just $5, $10 per month. But the protection is priceless. Don't forget personal injury protection, PIP, or medical payments coverage. Unlike health insurance, these coverages have no deductibles or networks and pay out quickly regardless of who's at fault. I recommend at least $10,000 in coverage here. Lastly, if you have significant assets to protect, consider an umbrella policy. For about $150, $300 per year, you can add $1 million in additional liability coverage that kicks in after your auto insurance is exhausted. Let's be absolutely clear. The few extra dollars you might save with minimum coverage are completely overshadowed by the catastrophic financial risk you're taking. We're talking about potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in liability versus perhaps $20 or $30 more per month for proper protection. So here's what you need to remember. Texas minimum requirements of 30, 60, 25 are woefully inadequate in today's world. Upgrade to at least 100, 300, 100 liability coverage. Always include uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Consider PIP or medical payments coverage of at least $10,000. And if you own a home or have savings, add an umbrella policy. The peace of mind that comes from knowing you're truly protected is invaluable. And the financial security you're providing for yourself and your family is worth far more than the small increase in your premium. If this information has been helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insurance and financial protection tips. Don't forget to tap that notification bell so you never miss our videos. Share this with your family members in Texas, especially new drivers or anyone you know who might be cutting corners on their auto insurance to save a few dollars. The 5 minutes they spend watching this could save them from financial catastrophe. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you have about your current coverage. I read every comment and try to respond to as many as I can. And if you found this valuable, check out our other videos on how to cut your Texas insurance costs without cutting coverage, the truth about credit scores and insurance rates in Texas, and Texas homeowners insurance. Are you making these 5 costly mistakes? Your financial security matters, and I'm here to help you protect what you've worked so hard to build.